Hi, today I wanted to come here and talk about how I am dealing with living during this time of COVID-19, aka the coronavirus. Just talk about how I am moving about life during this very stressful time. So, March the 16th was my last day of work. When I left to work on that day, I thought we would be off for 2 weeks. However, upon the 2 weeks closing or approaching, the time had been extended. I don't quite remember how much time it had been extended by, but of course, by the end of everything, the school system just went virtual for the remainder of the school year. So yes, I do work for the public school system. Right now, currently, I would be on my summer break, and that's one thing that I really love about my job. Working for the public school system is having the summers off, or the option to have the summers off, because it's not an option for everyone. So yeah, started off thinking we would be off for 2 weeks, but ended up being off for the remainder of the school year, teaching virtually and being in contact with the parents via text messages and emails and school apps. So, in the beginning, it was kind of like, ooh, I have this time off work. What can I do? But then you quickly realized, oh, don't get excited. You're off of work, but you still have to work virtually, and you can't go anywhere. We're in the middle of a pandemic. So I had to cancel quite a few trips that I had planned. The first trip that I had planned was to Maryland. It was for a women's conference. Then I had a trip planned to California. But the week that I was supposed to go to California, the family member that I was visiting had tested positive for the virus, so that got canceled. Then I was supposed to go to Jamaica. Of course, that got canceled. Then I was supposed to go to Vegas. I guess I could have still gone to Vegas because by the time that trip it came up, people were going, and some people that I knew that had also booked for the same dates, they actually went. Me, I decided I'm going to chill, so I canceled that one. And I have one more trip that is still booked that I haven't canceled yet. It's for mid-August, and that's to New Orleans. I wanted to go to New Orleans. I've been several times for the Essence Music Festival, but I wanted to go during an off time because I wanted to do a plantation tour, and I also wanted to do a swamp tour. Now, anytime that I've gone for the Essence Music Festival, which has been a few times in my life, it was just so extremely busy. So much to see, so much to do, so much to explore, and it's just so many people. I didn't want to do it during those times. I just want to go on the off season. But currently, as far as I know, well, the plantation tour that was suggested to me was the Whitney Plantation. And the last time I checked the website...
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Alexa's talking and I'm like, I didn't call her. But anyway, the last time I checked their website, they were still closed, and I'm not exactly sure about the swamp tours, if they are actually doing them now or not, but you know, those are the two main reasons that I want to go. So I don't know. I'm still 50-50. I'm going, maybe I'm not. But also, a thing that's making it more like 80-20, staying home, is that currently, or the last time that I checked, New Orleans is a hot spot. So once you return back home from being in New Orleans, they want you to quarantine for 14 days. I can do it. I don't have to go to work or anything, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually go or not. So aside from those things, dealing with this pandemic or living during this very stressful time, it has its moments. In the beginning, like, I was really freaked out about it. I didn't want to even go outside because I'm like, is it in the air? Like, are we breathing this? And I don't want to get sick. I pray and my life goal, I want to live at least a minimum of another 50 years. If I can live a minimum of that in good health, spirit, body, mind, I would have lived. And I want to be here that much longer. That's my hope and my prayer. At least 50 more years. I'm laughing, but I'm so very serious. So in the beginning, I was a little freaked out. Just so freaked out about it. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't leave the house for the first 3 months. So after March 16th, I was in this house. March, April, May, I was in this house. And when I did go out, I would go to the grocery store. I would get my food. I would get my household supplies and toiletries. And I would be back in the house. And that's not a real problem for me because I'm an intro extrovert. So I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with being with myself. But I do enjoy the company of others. I do enjoy hanging out with my family and my friends. I do enjoy going out to eat or to comedy shows or concerts or to see live plays, whatever the case may be. I enjoy getting out. And more so those things than clubbing because, at this stage in my life, clubbing is just not a factor. Not a real factor. I would go if someone's having an event, family member or friend having a party or something. I would stop in a little bit, show my support, and I'm out. But so after a while, I really started missing those things. I would go out. I would make sure every morning I would get up, get myself together, and I would leave my bedroom and come downstairs to sit in the living room to watch TV, eat breakfast, drink coffee, do whatever. But I was missing that human interaction. And that's one thing that this pandemic has taken away from me because I'm single, I'm a mother, but only my youngest son resides with me currently, and it's still like I'm home alone. He stays in his room and he's, gaming all day or whatever when he's here, and then otherwise he'll be out, at work or whatever. But I was missing that human interaction. So for me, going to work was an escape from home and vice versa. Coming home from work was an escape from work. But at work, I had daily interactions with other adults, even the children, and it's just different conversations, different interactions with different people, including the children. So that was something to do. But once the pandemic hit, school doors closed, that interaction was cut off. Also, the interactions between myself and my friends, as far as going out for maybe a happy hour or, like I said, to go eat, live shows, whatever, those came to a screeching halt. Screeching halt. So I would get up in the mornings, get myself together, come downstairs, fix my coffee, and I may sit on the front porch or the back porch depending on where the shade was because I wanted to be out of the sun. I would just sit out, enjoy that breeze or just feel the sun on my skin and just enjoy that solitude, that time outside alone with myself. But after that first 3 months, I was needing human interaction. During the time that I was in the house, I did keep myself entertained from the celebrities doing their live DJing, live concerts online, Instagram. Um, I interact with my family and friends on Facebook and stuff like that. And that helps a lot. For me, music helped a lot because a lot of times when I started to feel my energy slipping, I would put on some music, turn it up, and I would sing along and dance around the house, and that would get me, feeling good about life, feeling good about things again. So it helps. Music is life. I always say that because there's always a song you can relate to, or you can think about some old fun memories, or maybe some not so good memories too. And it gets you alive and moving and thinking, or whatever. It can work. But all the times it didn't work. I'm just being honest. Sometimes I will feel my mood slipping and I will put the music on. I just wasn't, it wasn't working some days. So I would turn it off and I would just soak. And I didn't want to, but some days that's just the way that it was. So I would, maybe step outside and I would see my neighbors. They would be hanging out together in the backyards and drinking and talking, listening to music or whatever. But me, I'm still trying to stay away from people because coronavirus was going on. It's still going on. And I don't want to be sick. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to catch it. I don't want to experience it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to have any contact with it. So I would look at them from afar for a few times. I would step out and they were hanging out, grilling, drinking, having a good time with the nice social distance going on, of course, in the backyards and everything. And I would be like, oof, I want to go, but I wasn't ready to step out right away, so I didn't. I would come in the house and, maybe watch TV, read, listen to something on Audible. But that need for human interaction kept, nagging at me. You need human interaction. So one day I grabbed a bottle from my bar and I just went and joined my neighbors. Took my own chair and we social distance, of course. We have our masks. I have bought several during this time that are reusable, that I can wash, which I wash by hand with an antibacterial soap, and I let them hang dry, even though I think I saw something recently that says to put them in a dryer and not let them hang dry. I let them hang dry. It's inside my house, and I feel safe and clean inside my house. So hopefully I'm not causing myself any harm. So far I haven't. So yeah, I went out a few times and I mingle with my neighbors, and it feels good. It brings about life, and life is for the living. Even just during this time, you want to do more than just exist. And Lord knows I've had so many years where I just existed in this life that I don't want to ever do that again. I want to live. So I've done that a few times. I have been to a couple of outings with my family, which is time I'm grateful and thankful for. I've also tested for the coronavirus. I have tested for COVID. And, the first time I tested, I had gone out early in the morning. Well, I knew about this testing site, which isn't too far from where I reside, but I had gone out early one morning to go grocery shopping, and so I can get that out the way. And then on my way home, I stopped at this drive-up testing site where I was tested. And actually, I had seen so many horrid videos about this test that But the best thing about this testing site was they have everything in a plastic bag, and your swab and all that is in this bag, Ziploc. They hand it to you. You open the swab and you do the nose swab yourself. So I got to do it myself, which was great because those videos of them doing it was horrid where, you know, they sticking that thing up your nose and the tip of it is coming out your eye, or that thing is up your nose and it's coming out your ear, or making a point on top of your head. That's overkill. It does not take all of that, honestly. And I just think they are just doing too much. You're doing too much. It don't take all that. So I was happy that I was able to do it myself and I didn't have to ask, can I do that myself? Because, so I did. I took the Q-tip swab thingy, rubbed it around. I got up there pretty far. I brought, you know, some tears to my eyes. I didn't cry. But I did it, and it was much better for me to do it myself. And I got those results about 3 days later, and they were negative. So, yeah. So yeah, just dealing with this. It's something like you read about in the history books. Not that you think you're ever going to live through it, but such is life at this time. I deal with anxiety, and sometimes I'm anxious. I feel like I'm maneuvering through this big old, huge world alone with myself. And I know it's not true, but sometimes that's the way I feel. And this was even before this pandemic that we're in, like the Twilight Zone. Sometimes I feel like I don't have any friends, and I know that's not true either because I have some awesome friends. But I haven't seen anyone, or we haven't been able to get together, or we just haven't gotten together. And it's rough at times. Most days I'm okay, honestly. But some days it's just like, some days it's just rough. And, you know, just have to figure out ways to deal with it. Yeah, some days it's rough. And then on top of dealing with other things, being single and living alone. I don't live alone. Like I said, my son is here. He lives here, but it feels like I'm alone because he's in his room all the time. I mean, he comes out, we may communicate a few words, and then it's back to, you know, he's doing his thing in the house, in his room, or the basement, more than likely, and I'm in here. So, what I have done, though, one day I was just like, you know, I miss my family, so I got together and created a group text asking, hey family, how does this sound? Would you guys, or is anybody interested to do a virtual hangout? You know, I says to bring your wine and we can all catch up virtually and just enjoy each other's time. When I initially sent this text out, it was for that night because I was just feeling a kind of way and I needed some human interaction. I miss my family and I wanted to, you know, let's hang out. But it's a virtual hangout and we can make this fun. So we did that, and it was so much fun. We probably talked 3 or 4 hours, I don't know, but we were on Zoom, and it let us go for like 3 or 4 hours, and then we were like, I'm hanging up, I'm going to sleep now, it's late, or whatever. So I initially did it just, you know, because I was feeling some kind of way this night, and it was fun. We had a good time. And so then the next week, someone sent a text and they were like, hey, are we doing our virtual meet tonight? I was like, oh, okay. Thinking to myself, I thought it was just going to be that one-time thing. But it ended up being a weekly thing that we do, and it's been fun. And generally, or for the most part, it's just us girls. The first one, we had a couple of guys on. And then from there, just us girls took over. I mean, yeah, and it's been fun. Some days it's like, some weeks it has been no direction. We just talk about whatever, and it's BS, and it's laughing and giggling or whatever, whatever. But me, I'm like, okay, I don't want as much of the BS. It's fun for a certain amount of time, but I'd rather have some content. So I thought of some games to play. We've played games. We've all come up with different topics for conversation. Some evokes emotion. Some makes you laugh. Some makes you, you need your Kleenex. And it's been fun. It's been healing and we've been vulnerable amongst ourselves. We've all been vulnerable. So it's been a good thing, and I have been enjoying that a lot. So that's another thing that's been getting me through this pandemic. Yeah, I'm just surviving it. I've been cooking a lot more, even though cooking is not my favorite thing to do. And that's just because my son, he turned 20 today. Happy birthday, baby boy. He turned 20 today. And like, you're not going to sit around here and just wait for me to cook for you. You're 19, you're 20 now. I want somebody to cook for me sometimes, or, I'm just not going to cook every day. I'm just not. So, but I have been cooking a lot more since we've been home, or since I've been home. You know, just pushing my way through this pandemic. So what are some of the things that you are doing to get yourself through it? Are you still working? Do you have little babies running around the house keeping you busy? And I find that that's a thing too, because me, like I stated, my youngest, he turned 20 today. So I don't have babies running around here to keep me occupied. I don't have young children. I'm single, so I don't have a man that, is keeping me occupied. None of that. Is me. I'm doing me. And it's not a bad thing. I have a granddaughter, and I recently had her for about 2 weeks, and I enjoy her so much. But, oh my goodness, I did not realize, I'm not going to say I didn't realize it, but it's been so long, like having a baby, like she's a toddler, running around, and the energy, oh my goodness, is a lot of energy that I don't have to use now because, I don't have toddlers of my own. But I love my grandbaby to pieces. She is so adorable. She is so cute. She is so full of energy. And listen, she's just wonderful. Such a blessing. But she would wake up in the morning and she's ready. Oma, I'm ready to eat. Oma, I want pancakes. She wants pancakes. She don't want me to fix her a quick bowl of cereal, honey. She wants pancakes. So I have to get up, fix her some pancakes, get her juice, her water, milk, whichever she chose to have with the pancakes on any particular morning. Some mornings she'll be okay with having a bowl of cereal, but after that bowl of cereal wears off, she wants her some pancakes. So I would make her some pancakes, and then she just, what are we doing today? So of course we have a backyard. I have a backyard for her. She can play in that now. So she'll be on her bike. She'll be playing ball. She helped me with my container garden, watering my plants or whatever. And she just wants to be on the go. She wants to play, but Oma, catch. Oma, come on. Oma. And I want to sit down and I want to watch you play. But no, she wasn't having that. She wants me up playing with her. It's something. It is something. So I'm going to go and get her again soon. It's just wonderful. I love her to pieces. Could never get enough of her. Well, I could, and I do, so I take her back home to her mommy and daddy. But yeah, she brings the light. So yeah, I would just like to say also that during this whole time of the pandemic that I have been blessed, and I am so thankful for the blessing because even though I haven't like officially been in the building working for the public school system, we went virtual and we were still being paid, and that was a blessing in and of itself. And especially because I just closed on my house at the beginning of this year, and having had just closed on my house a month or two before the pandemic hit and all these people were out of work and no income or fighting with unemployment, that would have been like so scary, even added to everything. You know what I'm saying? So I would just like to out loud say thank the universe for my blessings, because that was truly a blessing for me. So during this time of the pandemic, yeah, I've been maintaining by I did two of Erica Badu's live stream concerts, and I think they were wonderful and they were worth the money she charged for them, even though some people complain. We're in the middle of a pandemic and she's charging? You don't have to go. I mean, it's not like you have to go anywhere. You don't have to pay your money. The first one was Apocalypse 1. She charged $1. You're complaining about $1? Even in the midst of this pandemic, you're wasting way more than $1. And the show was wonderful. Apocalypse 2, she charged $2. Apocalypse 3, she charged $3. Apocalypse 2, I did not pay nor attend because I was just in a funky mood. And even though music lifts my spirits, sometimes it wasn't enough. And that night that Apocalypse 2 was happening, it just wasn't enough. I just wasn't in the mood, and I was going to pay the $2 anyway, but I decided I'm going to keep my $2, and I didn't do that one. But I did do Apocalypse 3, and I enjoyed them. I've been doing the versus battles, not doing them, but viewing them. And they have been wonderful. It was so hilarious, Teddy Riley and Babyface, because of all the all the mishaps from Teddy Riley. It was just so hilarious. So that was just wonderful itself, because you couldn't help but laugh and like, oh my goodness, that's terrible. I only pay $10 a month for my internet, and I'm sure he pays more than that for his. Why is it so terrible? My internet is better than that. Hilarious. So yeah, I've been enjoying these types of things and forums. So got to do what you have to do to keep your spirits uplifted. I've been involved in many online challenges, like the hula hoop challenge, the plank talk challenge, jump rope challenge, which was great because doing these challenges helped me to stay active, because otherwise I'm not so active, not more than just walking. I had a personal trainer for a little while before all of this, of course. Exercising it's just not my thing. Like, I'm like, how do people grow to love this? Like, I don't love it. I'll do it because I want to have I want to have some activity in my life, but it's not something that I love. And I'm just being honest. So, yeah, whatever works to keep your spirits lifted, keep you smiling during this time, or easing the stress, even if it's just for a brief moment of time. Those are the things that I have been, trying to engage in to keep myself going. Because, yeah, it's rough. It's a new way of life. I have associated with some of my friends. I've visited some of them. Some of them have come here. We've sat in the kitchen, nice distance apart, or sat in the backyard. We've drank, we've ate, we've talked, we've laughed, all of that, because we still need human interaction during this time. So make sure you're getting that, especially if you're a single person like I am and you don't have little kids running around the house to, have fun with and keep your mind occupied, your mind and your time. because I don't have that. So human interaction for me is a big thing. So I'm going to close this out by saying thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'm happy to respond to any questions. I'm elated when anybody leaves a comment. It just excites me. And be safe. Wear your mask when you go out. I do. I don't mind because I think I have some sexy eyes, and so when I have my mask on, I think it brings that out. When I take it off, I ain't too bad on the eyes either, on your eyes. So hey, and I've bought several, so I have different colors, different patterns, whatever. Sparkle them up yourself. That's something to do. Just be safe, and if you don't want to do it for somebody else, do it for you, because you should be the most important person in your life. And if you're well, that's all that matters, and that's the goal. So again, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell because I'm constantly dropping videos. I talk about my container gardening. I talk about my container gardening, which I'm growing bell peppers, onions, squash, cucumbers, tomatoes. Did I say onions already? I think I missed some strawberries. I'm really looking forward to those. And I talk about my journey with buying a house with Habitat for Humanity. Go back and check those videos out. Ask questions if you have any. Leave comments if you've been through any of this that I talk about. If you've gone through any of these journeys or have thoughts and feelings, leave the comments and share my videos as well, please. I'm trying to build up my page, and I would be most thankful if you would help me to do so. Stay safe. Live your life carefully.